Baseball is dead.
Rest.
Very special episode today. Yeah, we have Eric Hosmer's in the house. Wow.
Hey-o!
Look at that. Eric Hosmer's in the house.
What the fuck?
Yeah, welcome. Welcome. This is big time. Sitting next to Justin Havens, by the way. New best friend.
This is not okay.
His new best
that shit.
Yeah, Justin Havens.
I'm doing this for you, buddy. You and you, okay? That's why I'm doing this.
This is
I'm with you, baby.
So we started the podcast in 2017. The franchise was started in 2017. And I want to say for anyone that's joined us along the way, we appreciate it. Thank you. But you may have lost, I guess, like the lineage of why this is such an important moment in the history of the show. Justin Havens, the stat geek that he is, I think, well, it's also very important today. Like today's a Baines Meter day. I don't know if you know this, Dallas. Yeah, it's a Baines Meter day.
Sick.
It's a Baines Meter day. So we're looking at different statistics as we go, and it looks like Jayhay really took a liking to Eric Hosmer, and a rivalry that maybe only one side was aware of was born.
The best kind of
What was it
rivalries,
really about, dude? There's something deeper than just like wins above
No,
replacement,
hey,
right?
Haas, I'm gonna tell you right now. This is also what spurred it is not these guys. I won't do that to Jared. Jayhay likes to talk shit, and like he's a big here's numerical facts to support my argument, blah blah blah. And I'm more of a what, motherfucker, you haven't been there, you don't feel what I feel, you don't know. All right, so like take your numbers and take your facts and shove them up your ass. Let me explain to you.
And get off my mound, motherfucker. Get off my mound, dog. This is my mound. Dude, so okay, so I'm going to give you a little background real quick, okay?
All right.
So I get laid off from my job. I get traded, first of all, from San Diego to Boston. That
You consider that getting laid off, having to play for the Red Sox?
I get laid off that offseason, but you're right. This is before
In 2022, that's considered getting laid off.
Dude, it was a weird time to be in Boston.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that later, but it's the postseason, and I have a newborn child. So I'm doing these morning feeds. I'm trying to be a semi-hero for the wifey, getting up every now and then, doing some feeds.
Shout out Casey. Shout her out. Shout her out. Yeah, Nesson alum.
Shout out Case. And it's the weirdest thing because I'm watching San Diego and I want the boys to win, but obviously there's a couple people upstairs that I do not want any part of winning. I don't want them to experience any of that. So at some point after the postseason, during the playoffs, I'm looking at Twitter and I'm just pissed, dude. And I just start blocking everybody, ignoring everybody. And then I get laid off from the Red Sox and then eventually get fired from all of baseball. And I'm like, you know what? Fuck this, dude. I'm going back swinging, bro. So this guy, Jayhay, a couple times I did it with Jayhay. I then realized he's a part of your guys' crew.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what's going on here? And
You got a little nervous. Yeah.
but none of these guys, Dallas and Jared, I will say, you never mentioned it. I never knew what was going on. No. I was like, is this your guy on Twitter?
Oh, yeah.
And it just kind of never got spoken about. But look at this. Now I'm in the middle of the couch in between.
So I will say this about Jayhay. One of the nicest human beings that I've ever encountered. Selfless. He's a thoughtful, kind man. But when he gets his convictions in regards to baseball, boy, it's like getting a dog with a chew toy. It's like you don't want to come near it. So for me, I knew Eric Hosmer, the person, and I was like, I feel like it's of no use to approach Justin Havens right now and be like, well, he's a great guy. I know that you feel your certain ways about it from a baseball statistic standpoint, but we love Hos. But it's great. So you guys got coffee. You guys talked it out. Like what was your? We'll get both perspectives, but Hos, what was your takeaway from that conversation with Jayhay?
We got coffee. He touched my leg, and then after that, it was just pretty much. No, you know what? It's We'll get into all this later, but obviously the baseball space, the content space, you guys have been crushing for a long time. And I think more players want to get involved. When you play, you see all this stuff on Twitter and you're like, God, when I'm done playing, I'm going to answer these dudes and I'm going to say something. So to finally say something felt good. And then the fun interactions back and forth, it just felt like this can be something that can, turn into some fun baseball coverage with the boys,
I wanted to ask you this question. I'm glad that you mentioned that because it just kind of made me skip ahead to this question. So Dallas is kind of like a broke bitch. Like he didn't make any money playing baseball. Like he had a good career. He had some highlights. He had some moments. He created a name for himself, no doubt. But like money, not really. You you made quite a bit of coin as a Major League Baseball player. Like, what motivates you to be like, is it just like, I'm bored, or is it really like, I feel like I have some things to say? It's not really about the money. Like the guys, at least from where I'm sitting, guys that have made money in the game don't often have success in the space after, because they just like, I had couple things I want to say. I got them off my chest, and now I'm just going to go back to, chilling.
Yeah, dude. And I definitely have a lot to say about it. I think there was a couple incidents in my career where I was like, dude, this is fucking bullshit, man. Like, I really can't say what I want to say right now. And people aren't really finding out the whole story and what's really going on. And again, it's not like anything performance wise to do. Like, I'm not sitting here being like, hey, bro, just because I hit ground balls doesn't mean I was a fucking good hitter. Like, that's fine. But then, dude, I played with Xander. I played with all these different guys. And the next year, San Diego didn't make the playoffs, and they crushed Machado. The reason why they didn't do it is because Manny wasn't out there at 2:00 taking ground balls. So I was like, you know what? Fuck this, man. Like, these guys are working their ass off. They're unbelievable. You watch football, you're watching a guy throw an 80-yard pass. You're like, that's awesome. You watch baseball, the guy hits a home run, and you got this jackass being like, well, it was only 25-degree launch, So no, I'm just, that was the first one right there. After this, fuck that.
Just to be clear, that is well within fair game.
Yeah.
But no, man, it truly does. I will say, you guys, and this is why I love doing this with you guys, it feels like there really isn't a voice for the players that can, really stick up for these guys right now. So fuck it. Well, why not?
Yeah. That's where I come into play. That's where someone like you comes into play. And that's what that was my entire message the entire time, that they are not they again, Jayhay.
Yeah, just
and I think just people in general at that point are not appreciating what the player has to be going through, what the player's responsibilities still are, regardless of how things may be going on the field. And who's here to offer you that perspective? Well, the player is the player who knows that player. Also,
I'll say this. I'll say this about my time working with Dallas. I always give him like number one. People, how'd you get to where you are? Like, I credit Dallas first almost always, because like our relationship. I remember when we first started. I moved to New York in 2017. That's when I met Jayhay. Started working with Dallas, and we were doing the digital show with Brian Wilson. And I just remembered nothing was spoken, but I just got the vibe of, these two guys are former players, more so on Wilson's side of things. I will say, Dallas, you got that vibe of like, who the fuck are you? And why are we working with this guy? Like, who cares what you have to say? So like, knowing my place, knowing my role in that. But then over time, like obviously like Weeze went off and did his own thing. God knows where he is right now. I hope he's doing well. But it was the role in the clubhouse of like, Dallas was the veteran. I was the rookie that was cocky and thought I had all the answers to everything, and he had to rein me in. And from the former player's perspective, had to give me the knowledge of like, this is how it actually works. Like, you've been just a fan this whole time. Like, you've never been in a clubhouse. You don't know how this works. You don't know what the player is thinking, what they're experiencing, what they're going through. So here's all this knowledge. And it took years and years and years of beating it into my brain for me to have that perspective. So no, I didn't play. No, I never will have that experience. But I feel like because of Dallas, like I'll never stop like fat shaming Pablo Sandoval. Like that's never going to stop. But like when it comes to criticizing guys like on my own team, I'm more cautious about what I say and how I say it because of the information that he's shared with me.
Respect. Dallas took you under the wing, dude.
Yeah.
And let me ask you this, both you guys, because I truly think, and what you're doing with Slab Lab is I'm a big football guy, and I watch Greg Olson break down the game, and I feel like he can dumb it down to someone that's never watched football, and he just keeps going levels and levels up to the people that are into football. And the pitching side, I think we get a lot of that, especially with Slab Lab. But the hitting side, I really don't think there's many people in the media right now, ex-players, that can really combat the analytical, guy that believes in analytics 24/7 from the hitting side. I just think there's really no one in there that can combat that.
And Haas, here's the beautiful part about that is hitting. It's like pitching. There are certain fundamentals that have to occur. There are certain things that just have to happen in order for there to be success. there are always outliers. There are always things that you can do. And maybe, let me rephrase that. There are always things that can be done. Maybe you specifically cannot do them. Maybe I cannot do them, but this person can, and they're having success doing that. So you might try to do something like that, and you're going to land somewhere in between where you started and maybe going that route, right? Like whether it's a tap or a kick, you might find yourself somewhere in between. Who knows? Like just little things like that. But that's something that the art of hitting, at least in my opinion, that's why it's so intriguing to me, is because there are so many different ways where you can arrive at the point of contact, but how you start up, like from firing position, just like you have to get in certain spots. And I love it. It's almost like the path to contact is what I really like to try to dive into, try to explore. And I love hitting for that reason.
Absolutely, man. And hitting's been behind because now, guys, the pitching guys, they have all these numbers, and I feel like the numbers just give them nothing but conviction of if my fastball has a certain amount of spin and I throw it to the top of the zone, it's going to work and it's going to be good. Hitting is so far behind that. And I think people get caught up in the mechanics, but you start breaking down some of those numbers. When you guys get in high leverage situations with runners in scoring position, you're eliminating pitches. So right there, at bat with nobody on versus a bat in runners in scoring position, you could eliminate 2 pitches. Some of these young guys that come up, man, they just go in there blind, and it makes it that much harder for them, dude.
I didn't want to. Oh, go ahead, Dallas.
No, I was just going to say, and that's where the data comes into play as well. And it's data that we used to have, like that we had when I was still playing. Tendencies in terms of where you're at in the 1-1 count, 0-1 count, 1-0 count with guys on base as opposed to nobody on. And now we're being able to match up stuff with where you're successful, like just basically dropping these little bombs into your heat maps, right? And that's I am all about it.
Well, and obviously, like the team side is one thing, what they have internally, but in terms of what's publicly available too, like, I mean, DB, we go back and forth on this, Jared, we talk about it too, like the intercept point stuff and, bat speed and fast swing rate and like all that sort of stuff. Like that's new, relatively speaking, from a public facing standpoint. So like in terms of all the ground that you can make up on the hitting side, like that's still happening. And to me, that's like really exciting too.
No doubt. And that's the thing now. My biggest thing with the game is the coaches, the assistant coaches, that you're basically translating the information. You're getting the information from up top, the smart guys. And like for me, when I got to San Diego, again, this is not an excuse. And this is the last time I'm going to say that because I don't want to keep saying this is an excuse. But when they come up to you and they're like, hey, you need to get the ball poolside in the air. It's like, okay, well, how the fuck do I do that? You know what I mean? As a coach, you need to know, okay, he needs to get the ball in the air a little more and pull the ball. How can we create the drill? How can we create the mechanic, the swing that can get him going that way? I think nowadays they're just dropping it on the player's locker and say, hey man, this is the information. This is what you got to do.
Probably for another podcast or a breakdown or something, but I think there's something there on you talking about like the ground ball stuff and the like launch angle and coaching and needing that instruction, or maybe not, but whatever. Because I think like, that was one of the things that I used to tweet about, right? Was the ground ball rate and like having a little bit of fun like that. Like, why isn't he elevating the baseball? And like that little window that you gave us right there about like looking around and saying, that's great. I need more from you guys. Like that to me is super interesting.
That's where, and this is what I was saying too, Haas, is look, having a veteran in the clubhouse helps in so many different ways. And it can be a matter of, hey, I remember when I was going through this swing change, these are things that I had to do. These are things that I did. Right. Mm-hmm. And I don't know that you maybe had somebody in the room at that time who was in that position because you're probably the veteran. And that was also the conversation I was having is you don't understand, even though things might not be going well, his presence and the level of expectation and accountability, him being there every day, even through the struggle, provides for this young group. That's what matters as well. And you cannot discount that to the point where we're just hammering this dude because he's a fucking 4-3 all day. You can't. Sorry about the all day. That was an unfair shot, Oz. It just,
ground out. I hear you got some shin guards over there. Jesus.
I hear ground outs and I get happy. But
to take this a step further, and so right now with the Royals, which I fucking wish Jack Caglione was healthy because I want to watch that guy play. I want to see the pop and all that. Fuck. So he comes up early, big hype, a lot of big hype he's a prospect. He's the man, obviously. he starts out struggling and they say, oh, he's chasing too much. He's got a big chase rate. And it's like, dude, this dude is seeing pitches, movement, velocities that he's never seen before. So you're going to tell this dude now that he's swinging out of the zone too much, like he's going up there passive. So how can we simplify the game for him? He hammers heaters. He likes the ball close to him. All right, maybe get like Anthony Rizzo, get on top of the dish, and we're just hunting heaters. Let's break down counts that we can just find heaters for you to take chances on and hunt that heater out. Because right now, Dallas, you look at the breakdown with him. If you see anything after a dumping breaking ball, you can just keep going further and further off the plate. So until he proves that he's not going to lay off that stuff, the report that you're reading, that's just making your life so much easier.
Mm-hmm.
Like, well, I wish I can be that guy in there that can just help him and simplify the game for him right now, you know?
That's where, I truly hope that baseball and organizations continue to trend in the direction that I am noticing. And I really do, Haas. Like, I mean, I think they would definitely benefit. I mean, I was there when Gordo got his number retired and he got, put into the Hall of Fame, which was an incredible ceremony. That was so awesome. So you guys have an incredible love for each other, that core. Mm-hmm. And watching Royals fans wrap their arms around you guys was something really special. That was dope. So I can only imagine what impact you guys as a group, you, him, Moose, like just if you guys wanted to be around for me, there would just be a fucking 1-5 hanging in the, you know what I mean? Like that's just there. Like if Oz is here, great. Like we'd love to have you here every day, but come in, make an impact, have those conversations. And if you guys are willing to do that, I think that would just be a no-brainer. I mean, I'm fortunate to have that kind of impact, and I'm not a fucking Cy Young walking around there. I'm not a dude who won a World Series walking around there, but guys do just love dudes who can talk the game, who have been there, who have done that, who are going to be able to impart experience that they don't have yet, go through moments that they've already been through that they haven't been through yet. They want that. So I think teams are starting to really understand that and trend that direction. That can only be better for baseball.
No doubt. And then next, what I was going to say, take it a step further, like what guys like, Jared, yourself, what they've created is there's accountability now with front offices, man. Like if the Red Sox, like they know damn well, if they're not doing moves, Jared's going to let them know about it. And I feel like each fan base is now, that's happening because before, man, like some of the moves that were being made, like in Pittsburgh, man, when Rowdy Tellez gets released for 2 at-bats, 4 at-bats, and he hits a bonus, like Pittsburgh needed someone like Jared out there to just light whoever that was up that made that decision, because that's not right, dude, right? So you guys have brought in that accountability factor to front offices, which I think players love.
Yeah, I mean, it's and we see it too. I mean, like there's direct correlation, and it's not the best catchphrase to work with, but it's kind of true. Like I'll always be like, bullying works. Like you never want to bully people, children in high school, but when we're talking from like a baseball perspective, like there's bullying work. Dallas, you bully me, it works.
That's right.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, right. You bully the front office. It's like, hey, you're being cheap. Then they're like, wait a second. All right, then here's a fucking $300 million contract. Like there is a direct correlation between fans and media getting angry and front offices responding.
Well, there's always been an ear to the street, and now that you have a voice, people like you and Jayhay and us, like that. Now that there is that voice, yes, and I think it's honestly, I mean,
well, how about you in the A's situation?
Mm-hmm. What do you mean? Just like me being,
like you don't think that it's a statement that one of the team employees and broadcasters is out in the parking lot before the game being like, I fuck with these guys, you know what I mean? Like that's a bad look for the front office to be like, yeah, actually, like there's not really anyone that agrees with us.
Well, I mean, that's a moment of, and this is where I think again, baseball separates itself, is special in its own way, is you can have those moments where the fan base, because for me, and I think we will all agree with this, and Haas, I think you can agree, the fan base, like the fan base in Kansas City, the fan base just pumps a certain type of blood into you. It pumps a certain type of energy into you that I think you would have to be ignorant to try to ignore the existence of. So I don't care what level you're on, right? Like I don't care if you're a fan or if you're an executive somewhere, to act like the love between players and fans isn't like a tangible fabric that you can touch almost. Like that's, for me, that's ignorant. So I think that's just something that's just understood. Like, is he going out into the parking lot? Yeah. And do we understand why? Yeah. See you at 7 first pitch.
Yeah,
like, I mean, that's just, you know what I mean?
Yeah, between like you, the last dive bar guys, I mean, having done the podcast with you and you being so entrenched in A's culture, sure, like I'm paying attention to it more than I would have otherwise. But out here on the East Coast, we're not worried about West Coast stuff most often. And sure, we're privy to it, but I think, you know, you guys and like Mikey back here having boots on the ground with the last day at the Coliseum, it magnifies what's going on over there. Like you are able to take a situation that ignorant people on the East Coast, and it's like, that's not our problem. So we don't really care to dig too much into it. Now we're seeing it from a content perspective. And we're like, oh shit, like they're doing what over there to their fans? Like, oh fuck.
Well, this is what's going to be fun. And Haas, this is where I think you have been like, you've gotten excited about. There's a fire to, tell stories and just peel the curtain back on the game and the relationships in the game and how you've studied it, how you've understood it, where it's going, all the way up to just, the context of the game and what's popping off now. And I mean, I've always said it's needed to have that pitcher hitter confrontation as much as that's what the game is built around, for starters. So to understand that off the field too, and be able to have those conversations, it's a shit ton of fun.
Oakland, I've always told my buddies, man, like when they say like the team takes on the personality of the coach or the manager, and I think it's a step further. You take on the personality of your fan base. And Oakland A's, man, anytime you go into the Coliseum, you just know Oakland, they're a bunch of grinders, dude. Like you got Josh Donaldson, Stephen Vogt, Brandon Moss, like these guys, you need to play your A game. If not, they're going to come out there and dominate you, dude. And the atmosphere that the fans had at that ballpark, like the I believe in Stephen Vogt chant. I will tell all my buddies they got the best chant in all of baseball, dude. When this guy comes up, all the right field bleachers just do the I believe. And no one knew about that, dude. Not one of my buddies, obviously, because it's all the way out there. But that's the shit that we should like, that's the stuff people want to know. And I think there's so many cool little hidden gems out there like that people have no idea about.
Yes.
The MLB season is in full swing and Underdog Fantasy wants to make it a lot more interesting. Underdog Fantasy is the easiest place to play fantasy sports. All you have to do is just listen to what I say, and that makes it super easy. I keep hearing about, the pick'ems, they're so difficult, and every day it's like, it's so hard to win. No, it's not. You just literally go to my Twitter, go to my Instagram, you see what I picked that day, and boom, you win. It's literally that simple. All you got to do, sign up with the promo code Jared, that's Jared, to get up to $1,000 in bonus cash and a special pick on Underdog. That's Underdog Fantasy, promo code Jared.
I know the Saber-metrics stuff and the nerds or whatever. Hold on.
Jesus Christ.
I know it gets a bad rap, but everything, a lot of what you guys are talking about, like you brought up the Rowdy Tellez stuff, and that's the thing that triggered the thought in my mind was that those are related. Fans having an investment from the Saber-metric, the front office side, which I think is a new phenomenon in the last 20, 25 years, thinking like the GM, getting excited about those sorts of transactions and that kind of thing. Like baseball fans, by and large, are not aware of the Rowdy Tellez detail in his contract and the timing of the release unless that type of mindset has taken over some level of fandom, right? So like, yeah, there are annoying parts of it, for sure. Even some of it annoys me at times, but like, I think that's also like part of the fandom mindset shift that leads to stuff like that and leads to like, I think an elevated level of awareness for fans overall.
You take a mindset shift, right? So look at the Marlins, and I definitely don't want to take anything away from what they're doing right now, right? They win 4 or 5 in a row.
Huge sweep.
Big sweep for you guys. Mm-hmm. Big sweep. But like, they're 500 right now, or they might have just gotten to 500. And if you look around the big leagues, man, it's like everyone is like glorifying what the Marlins have done this year. And don't get me wrong, those young guys are playing their ass off. The one outfielder is doing unbelievable. But like, I mean, these guys they're not going to win a world championship. Like, we need to get back to talking about the teams that are trying to win a world championship and what the matchups are going to be looking like in October. And that's where I feel like with a lot of fans, it's like you want to try it. It's like a new challenge. Instead of winning the World Series every year, it's how can we put together the cheapest, most cost efficient team kind of.
Buddy, there is no doubt that there are certain fans who have fetishized like the efficiency idea of like, we might not have won the World Series. And I do think it's healthy, by the way, just as an aside, to take satisfaction in seasons that don't result in World Series championships as a fan. Because if it's that reductive, then what are we doing, right? You got to enjoy the whole season. Every team but one fails to win the World Series. But from the idea of what you're talking about, I think there's really something to that, because we have gotten to a point where the bar to enter the playoffs or to be in the conversation is so much lower than it used to be. And when we talk about, like, I remember when we were celebrating greatness last year, as a social content generator, you get called big market homers, or you get, you're blowing Ohtani again or whatever. But it's like, these are the teams that are striving for greatness, right? These are teams that are building championship caliber rotations and rosters and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm with you on the Marlins stuff. Like, yeah, I love that they swept the Yankees because they swept the Yankees, but to take it a step further and say that this is some sort of great achievement, like, where's the fucking bar?
Right, man. And for a Boston guy, like, you look at the American League right now, the American League is wide open. So like, and I have nothing against Breslow, but I kind of hate how everything's working out for him right now, because you should go make the moves. The way he handled everything with Rafi was complete bullshit, in my opinion. And I don't know behind the scenes, all the stuff that happened, but when you look at the American League, the top teams that are in right now, if you look at the Yankees, left-handed pitching, Tyreek Skubal, he's a lefty. The Red Sox match up against lefties. So like, they have a real chance to do this. And the fact that he didn't go and help those guys out at the deadline, that would get me fired up.
Like, he got played by the Twins, and I think they kind of just went all in on Joe Ryan and came up short there. But like, the fact that you didn't address the other areas, like Casas has been down since fucking May. Like, how do you know?
Hold on, he got played by the Twins. I'm hearing that maybe the Twins didn't realize or weren't informed that there were prospects available that were then available until it was like already at a point where they're like, look, man, we're so far along in these other areas. Like, we didn't even know that these dudes were like a part of the
Red Sox made everyone available to the Twins. Like, there was not a prospect that was off the table to the Twins, and they just didn't get done. But I will say this about the trade deadline. Like, we can talk about Craig Breslow not getting the job done, which he didn't. I give the Red Sox deadline an F. There was not a single cost-controlled starting pitcher that moved besides your boy JP Sears, but no disrespect, he was not the headliner in that deal. That was the Mason Miller deal. So you look around the league, like the Sandy, Cabrera, Joe Ryan, I guess, like,
stayed home.
Yeah. Gallen. Well, no, Gallen's a rental. But if you had years of control remaining, you did not move as a starting pitcher besides JP Sears.
No. Nope.
Especially with Crochet. What is it, Crochet? That guy is a dog. Like, how do you not match up someone to go after him? And I'm not going to lie to you boys. I was listening.
Giolito's been fucking chugging it.
He has, man. But I don't go into the postseason feeling myself as a team if he's my number two, with all due respect to him. But
you need Haas, not even a two, but you need a third, don't you?
Bale.
Yeah. Okay,
Bale's going today. You'll see him tonight. He's been really good.
Are they going to try and be creative and do the bullpen?
You're going to need to be held accountable for those comments.
For what? What are we
talking to Lucas tonight?
Talking to who?
Yeah, you said all due respect. That he's not very good.
I got something to say. Lucas.
Well, now as a media guy,
the bringer of rain wants me to talk to Lucas, so I'm going to talk to Lucas on the behalf of the bringer of rain.
Oh
right?
Shit! I forgot about their little parking lot incident.
And then he said someone said like he confronted him in the parking lot. The other guy said he didn't. So we'll break that down later tonight, Dallas. We'll get you. We'll shoot it out to the West Coast.
We'll get the boots on the ground.
Hey, buddy, I've heard the same. I've heard the same stories you've heard.
Yeah, people have been dying for an update on this 2021 story, and we're gonna give it to them tonight, live from Fenway Park. So we are going to the game tonight. It's Red Sox Royals series opener. Brian Bale's on the bump for the Sox. This can't be your first time, not just to like Fenway, but is this your first time back to a big league ballpark since retirement?
We were in Kansas City for a couple of Gordo retired, as Dallas mentioned before here. We had a reunion. for the 10-year World Series. No big deal.
But do you stay for the game?
No.
Yeah. So this is your first like 9-inning venture.
I did listen to this, Dallas. You'll love this. We went to for Moose's retirement. We went and we were sitting like down in the regular section for a couple innings, and Moose had to do a bunch of stuff. So we went, him, his sisters, his buddies, and ripped shots at every single bar in Kauffman Stadium.
Oh,
it was literally like 16 different bars, like top of right field, top of left field.
Yes.
It was epic, dude.
I fucking love Moose
it was
so
epic.
much.
Moose
That
called
is
the
awesome.
clubhouse looking for me. They're like calling for Haas on the intercom.
Moose was way ahead of the Ellie De La Cruz hype train. I remember I was at City. Forget what year it was. It was whenever Moose was with the Reds, and I was like, "Who you guys got coming up?" He's like, "There's a shortstop. He's fucking unbelievable. Like, just wait until you see him." It was Ellie De La Cruz. But yeah, Moose got to be one of my top 3 favorite people in baseball. Like,
Moose is great.
he's just
Moose is
a beautiful human. Yeah.
He's a stud. He's a dog.
Why is he not out here? Tell him to get his ass out here.
Let's go, Moose. Get him
The
up.
fuck.
You're on the West Coast, Dallas. That's your boy. Get him up.
Lock in.
I'm in DC. That's where I'm at.
Yeah,
See,
you are.
this dude, his brain works like in like small fragments.
Well, dude, it's an off
He's
day.
got that like Windows 98 dial-up brain. Like he'll
got
get
him
there.
I'm right there with you, buddy.
Yeah, he'll get there, but it just
I got
takes a
in
second.
at 3 a.m. I mean, Jesus.
Yeah, we got some buffering action going on.
I did
Dallas Brains
I did
brain.
old Chat GPT on the way here. I said, "Hey, Chat GPT, am I in New Hampshire right now?" I had no idea for like 10 minutes where I was on the drive here, dude.
Where the
Let
hell am I?
me ask you this, Boston fan. and
Okay.
then- Jayhay, you're a Boston guy, right?
He's a Guardians guy.
fan.
This fucking guy, Dallas. What's the deal with this guy?
Yeah, they line up perfectly.
But
Okay, so
I can appreciate his commitment to the process.
Yeah.
there was one Cleveland fan, and I hate that I'm shouting. He would wear me out every single day. It was probably, I'm sure we'll find out episode 4 or 5. It was
Jay
this guy.
and his brother.
Yeah, so
Yeah, we'll get my brother on. No problem. Yeah.
We'll fix the headphones later. But so do we think like kind of what Detroit did last year, right? With Skubal.
Yeah.
Skubal dominated in the postseason, and then they pretty much went bullpen days after that. Got back to him. Boston, I don't know, like I don't know if Chapman's hurt. He's coming back.
He's
Boston
good.
can't really pull that off, can they?
What do you mean? We got Bayo and Giolito. What the fuck are you talking about?
I'm saying bullpen days.
No,
guys
the
got
bullpen-
The
another
Red
number?
Sox bullpen has the second best ERA in baseball, Haas.
Yeah.
Number 2.
That's on me then. That's on
They
me.
just swept the Astros. The bullpen didn't give up a fucking run. Also, I love Walker Buehler, but it's been a tough watch this year. 4 1/3 bullpen. They use 6 bullpen arms to complete that one. Dub. Just goose
And-
eggs across the board.
And I mean, there's nothing to say. Who's to say that? I mean, and this is always my dream. This is always my first thought is, okay, so your boy's struggling. That's fine. But guess what? Maybe if we can plug this train along into the postseason, which I mean, what the Red Sox have the first wild card spot right now, correct?
Yeah, they were kind of just sitting pretty right now.
Yeah, probably sitting in a good spot.
Mhm.
So maybe Walker Buehler, you help us get us to where we need to be, bud, and then you can really help us get us to where we want to go by taking on a different role.
By resting.
Well, yeah, that's Walker Buehler 101. It's like I'll be awful during the regular season. You get me to the postseason, I'll come out of the pen and just dominate. That's kind of like been the tale of his career.
Maybe the non-crochet plan is just to build the whole rotation out of bad Dodgers pitchers.
Yeah, see,
Like is
Wait, define bad. 'Cause
Dustin May.
filthy. He just needs to get healthy.
ERAs that are currently not great.
yeah, he's got a great heater,
But
but
the metric got to pan out though, right?
Buddy, I'm more of an old school ERA guy. I don't know if you know anything about me, but yeah,
I don't,
it's-
dude. All
I
I
just
hear
look
is
at that
this
ERA.
Baines meter, or whatever the hell that thing is.
Oh, we'll get to it.
We're
We'll get to it.
yeah, it's gonna be a big celebration at some point with the Baines meter. It's
Hell yeah.
JT, right?
Oh yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
buddy. This
Yeah.
is the fucking wrong day to not have the soundboard because
Oh, I know it.
the
I
way
know it.
that JT was able to pass the Baines meter.
Oh boy.
Is he, correct me if I'm wrong, is he the only person to hit a walk-off home run to pass the Baines meter?
Well, so you'll remember that not so long ago, the last person was George Springer, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And he hit a walk-off as well.
Oh.
Oh,
So
okay.
we
really?
have- we
I
have
thought it was
con-
just a
back to
homer.
back?
Didn't he have a
You guys
2-homer day?
really love this Baines meter, huh? You're
Oh,
really
yeah.
into it, Dallas.
Oh,
Yes.
was it the walk-off on Friday and then he passed it over the weekend? You're right.
Yeah, so
You're
yes,
right.
it doesn't
DB.
count.
locked in.
So this is the first walk-off home run to send somebody over the Baines meter.
I think it's cute
So-
that Haas is pretending not to know what the Baines meter is.
Yeah, he's like, oh, I'm going to learn about what this is. He's probably got like a shirt on underneath.
Yeah.
Baines
What was your
meter.
career
You guys do
war?
merch? What's that?
What was your career war? Do you know offhand?
It was. It was 18, and the reason I do this because yesterday the Hall of Good guy hit me up on Instagram. And it
Good
was
account.
like, you have to be less than 38, so I went to go check what it was. And is that so? Okay, I've heard of the Baines meter. Yes, but the details. I do not know the details of the Baines meter.
Yeah. So is now okay?
Now it's okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the Baines meter, the idea is that when Harold Baines was elected through backdoor shady means into the Baseball Hall of Fame, it was kind of like, oh, wow, that's an unusually low amount of career wins above replacement to make the Hall of Fame historically. So in order to celebrate Harold's greatness, every time someone passes 38.8 or hits 38.8 career wins above replacement, we celebrate their entrance into Club 38.8, passing the Baines line.
Yeah.
And the whole segment is called, of course, the Baines meter.
Right.
So,
So you technically are good enough to be a Hall of Famer if you can get to 38.8, but it's up for debate.
And it's a wide variety of people who cross the line. So you've got like Ohtani did it last year. Judge has done it. So like legitimate superstars kind of early in their career. And then you have people like who we're going to celebrate today who are kind of on their last legs. And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if we get a press release from the Cubs coming up shortly that says Justin Turner's hanging it up.
Yeah.
He's done it.
Mid-season, it's like, we're done.
He's gotten to where he needs to be.
The chase is over.
Is there any like so Harold Baines, and I need to look this up more.
Yeah.
What was his career like? How many homers, average? What's like the most ridiculous comparison that someone has the same WAR as him?
That's
So,
actually
like,
a good
less
question.
homers
Like,
or
what's
more
like a
homers?
modern day Harold Baines comp, Jay?
Yeah.
So there really is no modern day comp, and that's kind of what makes it so special is because
There's no one like him.
Special.
he had 11,000 career plate appearances, and I'm going to pull up the
How many big league seasons? 22?
21. So
20,
shit, that was
20?
21.
21.
That's dope.
And so the active career leader in plate appearances is Andrew McCutchen with 9,557. So
Wow.
he would need Andrew McCutchen, who's 38 years old. Carlos Santana's got about 9,000. They would need about 2,500 more plate appearances to catch Harold Baines.
Wow.
So it's the duration. It's how long he held on. It's how many years he played baseball while never achieving, what I would call, are you familiar with black ink on
No.
Baseball Reference? So if you go on
I don't.
Baseball Reference, black ink is like where they led the league in
yeah.
something.
Yeah, bold.
It's just a term that the reference
Yeah.
sites uses. And as you can see here, not a lot, right?
As you can
So-
see here,
In a
lacking blacking.
in a 22-year, I'm sorry, I said 21, 22-year career, he has one
Oh,
instance of black ink, which is a 541 slugging percentage in 1984.
Fucking sweet, dude. He's got All-Star Game MVP.
That's fucking sweet.
I mean, this guy, he's got one just laying around in his attic. Remember that one?
Yeah.
Oh, what did Eric Hosmer do? He won an All-Star Game MVP. I got one of those laying around in my attic.
And
up
you
there.
should be
That was a Jayhay tweet.
That one-
Clip
you
it
should
right
be
now.
hit.
extremely
Yeah.
proud of that All-Star Game
Yeah.
MVP. Added to the prestige value. But
I knew that one hit. Yeah.
And you know what sucks about this? Harold Baines, great fucking dude. He was the first base coach for the White Sox for like 4 or 5 years.
oh
Have you met
yeah,
him?
super nice guy.
Okay,
Mike.
okay,
Yeah, oh yeah. No,
We
this
take
is
the personal
I mean,
stuff out of it.
I
get
can't
it.
imagine
No, we're
that
not- there's
we're not
nothing-
that far away from Harold Baines being sit in this seat like
Get it-
within
No,
the next
no,
6 months.
that's
Oh,
that's
Peggy.
inevitable.
Peggy,
Yeah.
the request is in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is
So
he
that's
still in the league right now? Is he
I don't
still
know.
somewhere?
I don't
know.
think
We'll
so.
track him
no.
down.
There's nothing mean about this segment. We don't say anything
No.
actually mean about
It's not
Harold Baines.
disparaging.
It's
No,
not
because they've said
disparaging.
it. They've already said it about him. And
Why do you
I've
keep
had
saying
to-
they when it's an isolated incident with this guy?
You're right. You're right. Because it's easier.
All I-
Jayhay.
The most negative thing I've ever said about Harold Baines is reading the factual basis for how he was elected to the Hall of Fame. If that offends you or anyone, that has to be on you and not on me. Because
I knew an
if-
apology was not coming.
If Tony La Russa is going to shoehorn somebody into the Hall of Fame because he regretted trading him, 30 years prior,
Mhm.
that's just a piece of history that everybody involved is going to have to own. And we own it every time via the Baines meter.
So this guy's almost less than 200 hits away from 3,000 hits.
Yep.
Mm.
Yeah.
What a nice round number that would have been. If he would have played for
now,
Is that not fucking sweet right there?
If he would have played
almost
at his current
400 pumps, Haas.
at his current rate, it would have only taken him 40 seasons to get there.
I'm not standing for this. I'm Team Harold right now. I'm not going to stick for this Harold Baines banter right
Buddy,
now.
I've been fighting the fight.
I'm with you. I'm here with you. I'm here with you.
Well,
he
I did
does.
not realize he had
He's
21
kind
years.
of keeping Harold's legacy alive
Yeah,
in a
that's-
way.
Great point.
My argument would be how many people would know off the top of their head what Harold Baines' career war is, if not for Justin Havens?
It's sort of like a
very limited.
Streisand
I know,
effect
I wouldn't
thing,
know.
right? Yeah.
I'm going to say that I did not think Harold Baines' career was that good because of Jayhay and the Harold Baines meter or whatnot. But
Yeah.
I mean, this guy was almost 3,000 hits. Buddy.
Almost.
Yeah, I think the idea is
So
that.
is Johnny Damon a Hall of Famer?
Get him on the White Sox.
So let me ask you this. So since you're, pro Harold by your own admission, do you view, you played contemporarily with this guy, Carlos Santana, as a Hall of Famer?
As a Hall of Famer?
A Hall of Famer.
I'm not going to say a Hall of Famer.
No, I wouldn't either. Maybe a Guardians Hall of Famer.
Guardians Hall of Famer.
Yeah, that's
sure.
fair.
Absolutely.
Justin Turner, does he strike you as a baseball, like a Cooperstown Hall of Famer?
Okay, so what is the criteria to be in the baseball?
I mean, I don't have a
Yes
vote.
or no?
Yeah, I don't have a vote.
That's a
Fuck,
criteria.
I know, right?
I'd love to have
it's-
one if you can hook that up, but I don't have one.
It's a
can we pull up
beautiful
his numbers?
subjective opinion.
Can we pull up Turner's numbers?
Oh, sure, of course.
Because I mean,
Of course.
this guy's
Yeah,
a
they're right here.
Postseason legend too,
Yeah, pull
right?
him up,
LA.
yeah.
He's got some
That's-
stupid postseason numbers.
Yeah, career. So postseason, he's got a career 830 OPS in 368 plate appearances. So that's great.
Hell yeah, in the postseason?
Yeah,
That's a lot, dude.
816, 284, 200 homers, 38.8 career wins above replacement, and that's
Wow.
the most important one, as we know.
One strikeout away from 1,000.
Mm. So he's not though, right?
I think you're
That's
probably
like
going to
nice,
say
huh?
no there.
Yeah, Jason Hayward, Starling Marte, probably not, right? So that's kind of the point. Is that
So are you on or off WAR? Off it, big time.
no. I'm fine with WAR. I'm not like
Big proponent. He's
So-
a big.
Yeah.
It
I-
depends on what you're talking about, Haas. He'll drop a B war on you for his ass. He'll drop an F war on you for his
it
ass.
all depends
doesn't
on what
matter.
helps the
Yeah,
argument.
it's all to
Yeah.
fit the
Which
narrative.
website am I going to go to? What helps?
Yeah.
I'm
no,
similar to that.
I mean,
I think
RPL.
WAR is useful. I use it all the time. You will find no record of me saying that it is the end all be all or even the most important stat or anything like that. Nor am I not acknowledging that it has shortcomings. Both versions of it. The fact that there are two versions of it is in itself a shortcoming. But
the biggest.
I think there are, we can talk about like it's a stat that captures the total value, right? And there aren't many stats available that do that. And even simpler ones that capture partial value, like OPS, are fundamentally flawed stats themselves because it's combining on base percentage plus slugging percentage, which use two different denominators, right? One's based on plate appearances, one's based on at bats. So that's already a dumb stat, right? So that WAR has problems to me is not its defining feature and does not relegate it to useless.
So let me ask both you guys the same question. What is there's no perfect statistic.
Right.
I'll start with Haas first. If you wanted to look at how am I doing offensively this year, what's the first statistic you're looking at?
Fuck, man. I mean, I would go to average. Which
Jesus
is,
Christ. I thought you were
Am I a dinosaur?
Yeah.
I'm a dinosaur for average.
So, all right.
Well, no. I would say this. I shouldn't say that. That's a bad
No,
answer.
no,
That was not it. It is RBI.
defend it.
No, it's a bad answer. We'll edit it out. Try again.
RBI. Is this the producer? RBIs for me was a big thing for me. I always wanted to get 90 to 100.
Haas. All right. Hear me out.
Come on.
I'm a batting average guy
don't
too.
let
Hold
him.
on.
Don't.
Oh no. We're on the same page, but we gotta connect the two dots here.
All right.
I am one of the last remaining. I still care about batting average guys, but I need the context. So if it's like, all right, Haas is on the Royals are in town, and I see you're hitting 275 this year. I'd be like, all right, that's pretty good. But what's his on base? Oh, he's on base 390. Oh shit! So I know that he can hit for average, but he walks a ton. Like he's seeing pitches. Can he do damage? What's his slug? His slug's 495. All right, so he's hitting doubles and homers. Like that's good to know. Like it's a completely different at bat. Eric Hosmer comes up. He's hitting 275. His on base is 310. All right, so he's free swinging up there. He's not seeing a lot of pitches. He's not trying to work a walk. That's good to know. What's his slugging percentage? It's 400 even. I'm like, all right, so like, you know, not a ton of homers there, but like, you know, you got to respect that he can hit some doubles or whatever. So the batting average, yes, like I want to know what the batting average is, but I've got to have the on base. I've got to have the slug, because without that, I don't know like what kind of a bat I'm looking at right now.
So does spot in the lineup matter for you?
Yeah, I think, but that doesn't tell me. I think that tells me something, but I don't think it paints the whole picture. Because like right now, perfect example, you look at the Red Sox lineup. Jarren Duran has been Boston's leadoff hitter for a while, but now they have Roman Anthony leading off, and then you have Jarren Duran hitting third. Would you think of Jarren Duran as your prototypical third hitter? No, I think he's doing a great job since being moved there, but he's not your prototype. Like I think three hitter, I think, you know, someone like Freddie Freeman, Rafael Devers. I think the game has changed, especially from
lineups.
Like from when you came in to where we're at now. The spot and the order that best suggests I'm the best hitter in the lineup has gone from fourth to third to now second. I think it's depending on the team that you're looking at. Like in your opinion, where does the best hitter go?
So for me personally, I'd put my best guy two hole.
Yeah. So like that, when I think of 2-hole best hitter, I think like Aaron Judge.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. 2-hole, you want to basically surround the lineup around him. You need protection. You need someone to get on base for him. My thing with the WAR stuff with defensive metrics, I feel like Marte and Hayward, the only reason they're on the level of the Baines meter, and his offensive numbers are really good. I think that the defensive metrics play too much of a factor in there. Like with baseball, longevity has to play a factor or play a role in it. Like a quick, I'm going to answer your question after this one, but someone asked me the other day, I was doing Royals pregame a month ago, and they asked me, Manny or Tatis, who are you going with? And I'm saying Manny. And they're like, well, who's the better player? Who's not the better? And Manny, because if you look at the longevity of Manny's career, it's 100 RBIs every year. It's 30 every year. He's done it for 13 straight years. Toddy has talent that if he puts it all together, it can probably put together a better season than Manny's put together. But in baseball, the fact that Manny's done that for 13 years, that's got to play some kind of role into it now.
Well, go ahead, this is where your feel and my feel for having been in the room with and competed against those guys, our appreciation for that will just always outweigh their, and when I say their, I think fans in general, it will always outweigh their ability to quantify that. And I always try to remind them that, hey, and for the same reason that I can't walk into your work, your realm of whatever it is you do as a professional, I can't walk in there and not have an understanding of what's going on and just blindly kind of judge your performance, not realizing what sort of accountability that you have on your plate, what sort of responsibility that you have, and what it's been like for you the last 3 months working in this position, doing what you're doing, having to manage up and down and side to side because you got coworkers / teammates that might be acting some kind of way or going through something. Like your responsibility expands. Like that would be unfair for me. So that's why I always just try to make sure, like, hey, understand that to your point of where you're hitting in the lineup, those are just things and responsibilities that aren't quantified readily off top with a lot of other fans or other folks.
So 2 things really fast. A, to your specific question or point about Marte and Harold Baines, right? So there's something to that, because I think you're right that defensive metrics are at best a picture that we're painting, right? It is not a hard and fast answer to the question, but they are getting generally more and more accurate. And I think why Marte was such a good example for you to bring up is that the offensive gap between Starling Marte and Harold Baines is, I guarantee you, less than you think it is on their career by OPS, by basically whatever measure we want to use. But what we don't get to see is all of the times that Starling Marte is positioning himself or making defensive plays that Harold Baines was never even participating in from the base, like as a DH, primarily for his career, right? So we have to be able to quantify the fact that Starling Marte is contributing on a side of the ball that Harold Baines was not. But to the specific point that triggered this conversation, from Jared about what stat you're looking at when you want to know like what's good or what's bad or whatever. I think there's a distinction between what stat is Eric Hosmer looking at to know whether things are going well for you, and what is the best stat to look at to know whether this team or this player is contributing to winning broadly, right? Because you may say batting average, and I did chuckle at that initially, but the more I thought about it, like I think there's probably something to like, hey, with the way that you play the game, if I look at batting average, I can learn what I need to learn about where my game currently is personally. But broadly, they have run innumerable studies and conclusively figured out that on base percentage, weighted runs created plus, WOBA, all of these things directly relate to winning baseball games more directly than batting average or RBI. So that's like settled math, but that doesn't mean that it's settled math for an individual player over a period of time. Does that make like
settled math? So the game is settled math. We don't need to. So
in terms of what is contributing to winning baseball games over the long haul, batting averages as a statistic versus say even on base percentage, which is obviously not a complicated stat, that is settled. That is on base percentage more directly contributes to winning than batting average does.
Okay, on base percentage, yeah. If you're a table setter and you're a guy that can, you have speed, I definitely think on base percentage can play a role over batting average. What batting average validates for me is, okay, you look at the postseason game, right? You're going up against aces. We just said all these lefties earlier in the program, and you got so many situations that you come up in with a guy on third and less than 2 outs, and you need contact in that situation. A guy like Manny, I think, gets docked on his OPS or suffers on his OPS because when Manny swings, he's making contact. He's not fouling 2 balls off and then taking pitches. Like when he swings, his bat to ball is elite. The guy that hits 240 with 22 homers and an 810 OPS, and at the end of the day, he's got holes in his swing. That's what I think batting average doesn't really, or OPS doesn't let you know that. When you need contact in that big situation, that hand-eye, that bat to ball, I think that's what the OPS is kind of leaving out, because I really do think in the postseason, the game is different, man. Like you're playing for one run here and there. You're not playing for the big inning. And overall, I think as a whole, the competition is so down in baseball that you can get away with 3 games against the Rockies right now. And I truly think that OPS and like that stuff, like the competition being down, I think that's why a lot of these numbers are higher than what we've ever seen before, man. I really do.
This is now what you're getting into is why and how the game has evolved. And this is how teams are being constructed intentionally, is we will find our average here, right? It's almost like platooning an entire lineup. And I think that's just something that's always kind of been understood is we're going to be able to get our power. We'll squeeze our power from here. We'll get the contact from here. And, whether it's with the lower third or the other third, however you want to refer to that part of the lineup, that other part of the production of the lineup, that's where we'll get the guys who can put it in play, who can move the ball around. And a lot of teams, Haas, for a lot of years have just said, you know what, why don't we, you can have the contact and you can have the move the ball around, because we started to quantify running the risk of stealing and what that really means. Like we'd rather hit the 3-run homer. So we'll take the guys who can walk and we'll take the guys who can hit homers. I think that's the route we're going to go. And that's how a lot of teams started to that's Moneyball. And that's how a lot of teams were starting to be intentionally constructed. So the guys who made contact, who we would still value, but you're talking about a very now specific moment in our game. And we know that this is how the game goes, right? September into October, the brand of baseball that is played in the big leagues starts to change because the at-bats, the timer is on them. You can count them. You can see the at-bats running out. So you better be producing either productive outs, quality at-bats that are helping the team, but a net negative is not a fucking option at this point. You better be putting something in play, moving somebody over, right? Like that's where the math starts to go in a player's head. That's how you start to behave. So that's a very specific time in the season. And that's why an Arias type is fun to watch. That's why a Jacob Wilson type for me is super fun to watch. I've always said, these guys have heard me talk about it, Haas, for the last 10 years almost, man. I want to watch a 350 season unfold, meaning I want to watch a 300. So I want to watch somebody hit 350. I just want to, like, all year, I want to watch that because of what I know comes along with that. And I know you feel the same way.
Well, that's why I think it's so interesting when I asked him the question that his mind immediately went to batting order position, because if you think about it, not every player in the league, it's like you play different positions and you have different roles within the lineup. So it's not a universal blanketed question. No. Like if I'm a leadoff hitter, I'm looking more at on base percentage. That's my job. Get on base for the guys behind me. If I'm hitting third, I'm going to care more about my slugging percentage than my batting average, because the guys that are in front of me, their job is to get on base so that I can drive them in. And I know that, like, people, much like batting average, people look at RBI the same way and they look down upon it like, oh, who cares about RBI in 2025? Well, I do. And I feel like if you're a player, you probably care about it even more, because A, that's probably how you get paid more. And B, yes, it is different with runners on base than with nobody on. Like, you're taking the human element out of it, and the ability to succeed with added pressure and higher, I guess, stakes when there's runners on base. So the guys that have more RBI are more valuable because they're performing in the situations that, like, so say I'm a 280 hitter. It's like, all right, that's a pretty good hitter. Okay, well, he's hitting 117 with runners in scoring position, and he's hitting 390 with the bases empty. Like, do I want the guy that can hit with runners on? Like, I feel like that's the guy that I want.
So that's where, and so what I was going to say to Haas, when you start talking about value, for me, and like, put me in your shoes, my next argument for you would be, like, let's talk about runners in scoring position, right? You like the clutch gene. That's what's important to you. And that's who you're ultimately identifying, and what you're looking for in terms of the value they bring to the table. It's the ability, because something else you'd love to peel back is guys who are successful maybe in the hit and run situation, right? Like, are you able to hit a hole, or have you been able to move somebody over successfully, quantifying the productive outs? Like, those are all things that you want to have show up. And I mean, that's what we're putting together. That's what these stats represent.
100%.
It's just, I would start to now think about, all right, runners in scoring position. This is where you cannot tell me, and I this is where you want to score runs, right? That's what you're valuing. That's how you're creating value for me as a player, is my ability to get on base. Why? Because me being on base generates what? Runs. Okay, so if I'm the dude who just happens to be coming up in situations where there's runners who can score those runs on base, and I happen to be fucking drilling it's just screws all day. What that matters. My ability to do that matters.
No doubt. And that's where I think a guy like take Bogaerts, a guy like Xander Bogaerts, I think OPS doesn't tell the full story for him, because if any of those situations pop up and Xander Bogaerts comes up to hit for me, I'm feeling great about the situation.
In 2025 or 5 years ago?
No. We're not doing this to Xander. He's on your wall. He's on your wall right here. So
back there.
Okay, so
got to keep people accountable.
I'm going to break this down in two different ways right now, because I think a player in today's game on the offensive side, it's the most confusing time for a player right now. Yeah. Because you have fans that know baseball, that want to win baseball games and win in October and win World Series. So you have a situation where, let's say it's Crochet versus Garrett Cole or Max Fried, right? It is Game 7 against New York, 2 aces on the mound. First inning, there's a guy on third base with less than 2 outs. We had a hitters meeting one time in San Diego, and we asked half the whole entire group this. Who would want to, with less than 2 outs, guy on third, go out of the zone to make contact to bring that runner in, versus who would want to let that ball go and not chase and keep the line moving? So a lot of the younger guys obviously said they don't want to chase. Mm-hmm. The older guys, myself, Manny, a couple guys, wanted the contact because it's 1-0 and we got our guy on the mound, and just changes the whole outcome of the game, whatnot. But if you're a young player or an older player, how do you blame the younger player for thinking like that? Because when you go to arbitration, they're bringing up your chase percentage. RBI is a semi-lucky stat because of how many chances you've been granted or whatnot. You went out of the zone to chase. You have soft contact. So these guys are getting knocked for winning baseball, what winning baseball is called. So it's just a clusterfuck for hitters right now. Well, it's like, what do you do?
But that's why it's not like, and this is where Haas, like, not to honestly, man, not to zoom out and like get big picture, but sitting there with a microphone in your hand, this is now where I think you're going to quickly start to develop the feel of what's really happening here. And this is the evolution in our game that has been occurring for a very long time. I said on the inception of this podcast, how Andrew Miller, left-hander for the Guardians, Andrew Miller, was going to change the way that relievers were being compensated and the way that we were going to see relievers not only compensated, but continue to be used in that fashion. And this was on the
Dylan
heels.
Betances too.
Yeah. This was on the heels of HGH, right? And when I say HGH, I mean the performance enhancing bullpen of Herrera, of fucking Greg Holland,
Davis,
and oh my God, dude, like, come on. And so that was the moment where you really start. I don't want to say that was the moment because it had already started to occur, but the compensation connection to performance in our game for me has never been more obvious. And that's where these young players are stuck trying to make that decision. Do I want to, like, it's almost like, do I want to win one for the boys / do I want to play winning baseball? Like you just said, do I want to do a job in the moment that really matters and ultimately get docked for it? Like, oh, do I want to make that decision? Or like they see themselves like, MLB The Show. Like, do I want to, if I spit on this pitch, +2 disciplined at bat? Like, you know what I mean? Like, do I want to continue? Like, and it's like, hold on. So are we just worried about ourselves right now? And like the concept of winning this game, and like, is that just gone? Like how to connect those dots? Is that just gone?
And I think, honestly, man, that's where the fourth outfielder, the extra infielder, the older guy that kind of has that old school mentality, a lot of these younger GMs, man, they don't want anybody pulling off their message, So that's why a lot of these clubhouses have gotten a lot younger. And I don't know, man.
So how much do you think of that, the playing for yourself or focusing on the stats that you can control, or the conversation that you guys were just having? How much do you think of that is really new to the current generation? Because I'm not doubting that it is, but I remember being in the Baseball Tonight green room, and I'm not going to say who said it, but there was a guy who was going on a pretty extended rant about how, Frank Thomas, his numbers are awesome, but he is always going to do what is best for Frank Thomas. And I have no idea whether that's true, but that's a complaint that was being lodged about somebody whose prime occurred in the mid-90s, right? So do you think it's worse than it's ever been? You or D obviously can answer this, but
I think it is, because the game, again, that's what the game is kind of calling for. That's what these young guys, that's how they're learning. That's what is being preached to them. You know what I mean? So that's where the game needs to get back to, and it's not even so much of like just being an individual and not care about winning baseball, like mentality wise. I think if you're an everyday player, you get 600 at bats throughout a season. You're going to have plenty of opportunities with nobody on to do your thing, to drive runners in. You're going to have a good 100 to 200 at bats throughout the season where the team calls on you and needs you to do something. And if you don't get that done right there, like, you got 400 other opportunities where you could have got your shit done. So that's where you got time for the individual stuff. I think now the good teams are really valuing that team, kind of move the guy over, get him in type thing. And if you're not keeping the line moving, man, then you got to go.
So, I mean, this conversation is interesting, but I think where it takes my brain is postseason baseball. And as a fan watching postseason baseball, the stakes are much higher and it's more tense and there's anxiety. So you feel like you have this illusion of, I'm watching a game that's just, it's different. It's played different. It feels different. But is the answer, it's because it is being played different? Because like during the regular season, I'm thinking about, how I'm going to get paid. I'm thinking about the stats at the end of the year on the back of the baseball card. This is how I'm going to get paid. And then by postseason time, I'm playing the game differently because I'm playing it to win versus I'm playing it to make money.
And I mean, look, there's going to be certain guys who have it like quite literally in ink, where their production at this time of year could mean a whole lot of zeros. There could be bonuses attached to that. There's already zeros coming when we talk about, making it from round to round in terms of team compensation. But now we start to talk about how close we are to the ring, and that's what we're after. So what do I need to do? Like all that other shit be damned. Like the paychecks have come in. That is what it is. What do we need to do to get the ring? And that just becomes the central focus.
Yeah. And even offensively, like you said, Dallas, like your numbers are pretty set in stone what they are right now. Like you got to do a lot to change, obviously, in a big way. But I think, to get back to your question, I feel like now offensively, it is individualized in an aspect of there's no team game plan. What makes Alex Cora so good is if any pitcher on the other team has some sort of tendency, some sort of Marcus Stroman can't hold guys on or just not into it, they steal 6 bags off of them. Anybody on second that's exposing a grip. Like that is what Alex Cora and those guys are above and beyond at, identifying that. And then to take it a step further, I'll never forget one time we were in, it was Houston and they were rolling. I mean, I know everything crazy happened, but they were still rolling. They were a good team after. And Altuve was on first base and Correa was hitting. And the game plan must have been to run, steal, do whatever. Before the first pitch, Altuve whistles to Correa and tells him to hit. Like, I'm not running anywhere, hit. So for me, they're in sync as an offense. And that right there, he got a heater, boom, crushed it. But if your game plan is to run, Marcus Stroman, he's not holding anybody on. We need to run. Somebody goes up there, gets on first, and then swings at the first pitch. There's no game plan there. You know what I mean? Like you can't beat aces without no offensive game plan like that.
Yeah. I mean, it is fascinating, like to hear the inner workings and stuff, because it's not something that, you know, you tune into a team's post-game show. Are they talking about that? No. Do they pick up on it? Sometimes, but very seldom. Like, do you get to hear stuff like that? But to kind of go back to the point about it feeling different between regular season and postseason, did you play that way? Like, were you thinking in the postseason, like, I'm going to do things differently to win a baseball game that I wasn't doing during the regular season? Because you were a Boris guy, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
you're definitely not looking at the scoreboard before you go up to every at bat, looking at your numbers and actually, you know, sweating that, so to speak. I think in the postseason that kind of goes away and you're grinding, you're ready to roll, you're doing whatever you can. But I'm not gonna lie, man, like as much as a team guy as you are, if you're winning 8-9 straight and you're hitting fucking $150 during that stretch, like you're a little part of you is going to be bitter, man. Like, yeah, I want to be a part of this shit too. But that's where in baseball, man, you just have to trick yourself and have the confidence that like, I'm signed up for 162. It's not good right now in May, but hopefully in September, it's going to be whatever we signed up that we're going to have, you know, we think we should have a type deal.
I feel like I already know the answer to this question. But I feel like, I'll just ask it. And I feel like I know the answer. The player today that reminds you most of like the old school way of playing baseball, just, you know, gritty, but super talented and plays baseball the right way. Who's that guy? Who's the first name that comes to your mind?
Fuck, dude. I mean, for me, Manny, but I know that's not going to be the common answer.
I thought you were going to go somewhere else.
Nothing pops in my mind.
I thought you were going to go Bobby Witt there.
That's what I thought. So he old school, just good dude, head down. Not a big attention guy, just does his job, but he's just a fucking superstar in every way about it, man. So Bobby, what I've learned about Bobby is humble, man. He grew up in a clubhouse with his dad, but he, in high school, like he had a coach, a mental skills coach. He's like writing stuff down before every game. So what I love about Bobby now is Bobby is so comfortable within his own skin self. He's a leader of that team, and he hasn't changed his personality not one bit. He don't think that he's got to be this loud guy on the bus doing stuff. He's just the same dude, man. So, yeah, I do. I'm hoping my son Jack, I'm hoping Bobby's his guy, dude. I'm kind of getting him the jerseys and laying that up.
Yeah.
No,
I mean, it's just have him, like, when he's old enough to be able to, like, retain all that, have him meet him and be like, yep, that's the guy that I want to look up to. That's the guy I want to be.
That guy.
Feels like the safest possible investment to make for you.
No
right?
doubt. That's him. That's him. Be him right there.
He's already awesome.
Be that guy.
Yeah. Leader. I've been beating that drum forever.
Pause had to hop off camera for a second because he's sweating his balls off. And man, was that uncomfortable to sit next to in terms of odor, body odor. It's a problem for a lot of people, specifically former World Series champions from a decade ago. But thank God for Mando. Created by a doctor who saw firsthand how normal BO was being misdiagnosed and mistreated. Not so much here. It was immediately diagnosed, and we're going to handle it because we have a box full of Mando at the Carrabba's Command Center, which is outstanding. Thank you to Mando by that, for the way. Clinically proven to block odor all day and control odor for up to 72 hours. Mando deodorant product options. We've got the solid deodorant stick, which I believe Haas is working on in the bathroom right now. We got the solid deodorant stick. He's giving the 2 thumbs up right now. They got the spray deodorant. It's aluminum free and ideal for hard to reach places. He's a large human being. I'm sure he's got multiple hard to reach places, so we may have to dip into the spray deodorant. All products are baking soda free and paraben free. Choose from a variety of fresh scents like bourbon leather, clover woods, Mount Fuji. What the hell does that smell like, Jake? I don't know. Or Pro Sport. Clinically proven to control odor better than a shower with soap. 12 hours after a shower, the average man's Grundle odor level was 5 out of 10. With Mando, the average Grundle odor level is a 0 out of 10. Hosmer's in there right now, getting that Grundle odor level down to a 0, an absolute 0. If you want to try America's #1 whole body deodorant formula right now, you can find them at Walmart, Target, other retailers across the country. For the best deals, go to shopmando.com. By the way, Mando Starter Pack is perfect for new customers. It comes with a solid stick deodorant, which is Eric Hosmer approved, cream tube deodorant, 2 free products of your choice, like the mini body wash and deodorant wipes, and free shipping. As a special offer for listeners, new customers get 20% off site-wide with exclusive code BID at shopmando.com for 20% off site-wide and free shipping. shopmando.com. You can support BID in a big way by telling the folks at Mando that we sent you. Mando's got you covered. Protect your pits. Smell great doing it. Back to the show.
So this is now, you look at tonight with the Royals, man. Look at the Red Sox, actually. Red Sox, what, 3-4 in a row already? 4 games in a row?
They just swept Houston. I don't know. Did they win the series finale before that? Did they win the series finale before that? 4 straight.
4. Yeah, 4 straight. And you got, is it Crochet or Crochet? I don't want to say it wrong. Crochet going tomorrow. Like, as a team, Dallas, you know this. You're like, all right, we win tonight. We got Crochet going tomorrow. That's 5. That's boom. That's 6. Like, it is so good to have that feeling of a win day ace like Crochet on the mound. Like, that is just what it does to your team mentally. And those guys are rolling right now, man. Like, I look at this series as a Kansas City fan, and if we lose tonight, I'm like, oh shit, man, this is not good, you know?
You guys are probably in a tough spot when I say you guys being the Kansas City Royals.
Yeah, but just in general, I mean, say if you're the Yankees coming into town. If you don't win this game against
shit's even worse for the Yankees. Like, if you're the Yankees, you are quite literally, you're being drugged into town if you're the Yankees right now.
Yankees, man.
That's tough. What are you seeing there?
They just can't play baseball, dude.
Yeah, that's what I'm seeing too. I just want to make sure it wasn't just me.
That's a killer.
Run the bases. Is there a team war? Do we got that?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they have to be one of the worst in baseball these last 2 weeks ever, right?
It's bad.
I can't tell you how their last 2 weeks rank ever on this podcast, but I can tell you how they rank over the last 2 weeks, just generally speaking.
Well, I mean, can we just talk about how, I mean, it is just as painful as it gets when your deadline dudes, when absolutely every single acquisition,
so
like everybody in the bullpen went out there and threw a grenade, and then what? Caballero, right ends up booting the ball. Like, literally everybody that you brought in, they're like, you know what? Reinforcements have arrived. These are the boys that are getting.
Am I going to have to be the guy
Everybody
to
just
defend the Yankees right now? Because I'll be the guy. So Trevor May has been making baseball content. Speaking of recently retired players that are getting into the content game, he's big on YouTube, TikTok, all that. He talked about this specifically, about how the Yankees added all these bullpen arms and they just immediately come in and fuck up. And he said, you got to give these guys a little bit of a grace period, because not only did they just hand over the keys to their apartments and like their families are cleaning out all their shit, now they have to get on the same page with a brand new catcher, which you're used to being in sync with this guy. And now it's a completely different situation. And you probably just got in, probably just had the uniform thrown at you. You put it on, you go out there and you're like, I don't know, we've never fucking worked together. So there's got to be like a couple outings grace period. I know the optics of it are horrendous. You know, you add 3 relievers, they all come in and fuck up a game against the Miami Marlins of all teams.
Jared, you've gone so soft on us.
I'm unbiased.
Am I blacking out? Am I having a seizure?
Yeah,
What's happening here?
I can't. I mean, Haas. I think he's like. Are you secretly afraid to get fucking slapped right now by Haas for digging on the player because you?
Buddy,
this would be like the fact that you're the fact that you're defending the Yankees at all. I'm not. Look,
Dallas.
I can expand on the thought. I can expand on the thought.
Every situation of how would I react to this if it happened to the Red Sox, and if this happened to the Red Sox, I would be like, these guys, they've never worked with Narvaez before. They've never worked with Connor Wong before. Like, give him a couple days.
Dude, that's great insight and good context. But this is the Bronx, and they're the 3rd place now, and they all failed in the same game.
So they didn't lose that game just because of that. I mean, bad base running, dumb decision making, bad defense. Like they suck right now. But I'm just saying specifically with those relievers, I'm giving them a couple.
Look, I got to ask Haas a question. Hold on. What is it like if you're an incumbent player on that team and you see 4 dudes walk in the door as your reinforcements, and every single one of those dudes fucks up in the first game? Like, as a leader of the team, like, what is your actual honest reaction to that? Are you like, fuck these guys? Or are you like, fuck these guys, but give them more time?
Yeah, fuck these guys. Get them out of here. No, these guys all have enough. I mean, when you have a track record, guys know, who's coming in and all that. And this is going to sound, I don't even want to say the word, but this is where having a guy like Judge just being around brings value, right? Because even as simple as going up to him, handing him a beer at the table after the game, being like, hey, boys, it's all good. That'll get them at least feeling like, I'm grinding with these headphones, by the way. That'll at least get them feeling like a part of the team. But right now, man, if no one comes up to him, dude, that is a lonely feeling, man. Lonely. You see me grinding over here?
Yeah, what's happening? It's getting worse.
How is this happening?
I'm trying to keep it above
6-0 headphones.
6-0 headphones.
How am I sweating so much and doing a podcast?
I mean, this is high
first time.
Right?
It'll get better as you go.
You're doing great, man.
Back of the couch is getting me with the backwards hat.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough.
But no, man, that's a lonely feeling.
It's hate to see it. Sucks to suck, but at the end of the day, get fucked. Jayhay, I think we've delayed the Baines Meter segment far too long right now. We need to honor a man today by the name of Justin Turner. Amazing human being, great individual, hell of a career, and it culminates by passing the Baines Meter last night with a walk-off home run for the Chicago Cubs.
Oh my gosh, what a moment. Congratulations to you, buddy. Justin Turner, current member of the Chicago Cubs and veteran of the Dodgers, Mets, Orioles, Red Sox, Blue Jays, and Mariners. He secured immortality last night.
Sure did.
Not only did he hit a walk-off 2-run homer to send the Cubs to a Sunday victory in game number 111 of the 2025 season, but he did just enough to hit 38.8 career wins above replacement, and one would think join Mr. Harold Baines himself in Cooperstown one day. It's Baines Meter time, baby. Turner has hit a robust 217 with a 616 OPS in 148 plate appearances this season with 3 homers, one of those obviously being last night. Turner is a very rare case. This is a special one to soak in. He accumulated 34.1 career wins above replacement, which I know you know off the top of your head, from age 30 season on, and just 4.7 B-WAR before his age 30 season. That is easily the fewest B-WAR through age 30 of any member of Club 38.8, and obviously that's a very prestigious group in the modern era. Among position players in the wild card era, check this, Turner's 4.7 B-WAR through age 30 is tied for the 734th most. That's not very many. The same value as Carlos Zambrano contributed through age 29 as a hitter. But Turner's 34.1 B-WAR from age 30 on is tied for the 19th most. Justin Turner's been as valuable from age 30 on by WAR as Manny Ramirez. Can you believe that?
Yeah, he's about to go up on the wall, Haas.
Turner is the 8th player to join Club 38.8 this season. Can you name them all?
Fuck no, I can't name them all, dude. Just keep it moving with the segment. Let's roll.
Matt Chapman, Carlos Santana, Juan Soto, Trey Turner, Zach Wheeler, and Corey Seager George Springer and Justin Turner, and he's the 18th to do so in the modern era. He's the very first player to cross the Baines line in a Cubs uniform, and as I know you found out, Club 38.8, it's not for everybody, right?
It ain't, dude.
No,
it ain't.
it's
We'll
not.
get there one day, Dallas. We'll get there one day.
Congrats to Justin Turner on what is undoubtedly the greatest contribution baseball-wise of his entire career.
Wow.
I just can't fully express how fun that was for me to watch Haas. Just watch.
Hey, I'm into it. War, baby. It's
big time. War.
Wins above replacement.
Yeah, it's big time.
There goes the headphone again, boys.
Yeah, man. You gotta figure it out, man.
I'll get it. We'll get it.
These are top of the line headphones that we're dealing with.
This is a top of the line spot you got here, buddy.
Yeah, I mean, we need to
Show
get
crew.
you over here more often, especially like once the playoffs start, we start doing streams.
I'm in.
Even like so what we want to end up doing, we have this is Baseball is Dead, but we have Section 10 as well, and there's a character by the name of Tyler Milliken who's on that program.
Milky.
And we're going to get like a wheel that we can spin where it's, we have different people. It won't always be him, but we're going to have him be he's fun to mess with. So we're going to have him do different things. So I feel like we could be live stream. Like I know the A's are in town in September, right? Like I feel like, are you on every game that series, Dal, or is there?
Yeah.
Right.
162.
Gonna be sick that day, I think. Right
Yeah,
there.
you might have to request the day off.
I'm in. Playoffs.
I would say,
that.
Dallas, though, definitely be working on that Wednesday game, though. I would say that Wednesday, I would show up to the office that day.
I mean, I'll be there. I'll be there every day, Jared.
All right, yeah, but specifically that Wednesday, I would definitely show up for that Wednesday.
Yeah. What are you doing? What are you doing Wednesday?
What, on September 17th?
Yeah.
I might pop in. I
I got a couple of friends. I got a couple of friends coming to the game too.
Oh, you do?
I do.
Yeah.
I do. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. I got some friends coming too. Mike, you going on the 17th?
I'll be there.
Jake, you going? 17th.
the
Yeah.
boys?
It's the Wednesday
The
game.
boys?
You gonna be there? All right. Yeah. I think. Yeah. We're gonna be there. All right. So you're definitely calling the game on the 17th, Wednesday.
I'll be calling that game.
Okay. All right. I'm just
Wednesday.
making sure. I don't want to make some plans and then have it be like, oh fuck, Dallas isn't even there. So
No, I am there.
you got plan? You want to come to Fenway with me on the 17th September?
Yeah, buddy. I'm in.
All right. Jayhay?
Dallas, you in?
Yeah, sounds
I'll
great.
be there.
Let's do it.
All right. I think we're all. Yeah. All right. September 17th. Perfect. A's Sox showdown of the season. Mark it on your calendars. Wow.
Be an
It's gonna be-
opportunity to ruin somebody's day. Tell you that.
Believe it.
Don't say stuff like that because your day is gonna be just fine. Don't worry about it. It's gonna be a great
No.
day for you.
I'm gonna have a fabulous day.
Honestly, I think you might. I think that there's a real chance that you might have a fabulous day. Yep.
Buddy, like I said, I'm meeting up with a couple of friends that I haven't seen in a while. I get to have them for lunch again.
So when I moved into this house, there was not a single item in the house. I hadn't even moved in yet. Had the keys, and there's this box that showed up at the front door, and I just figured, I had hired guys to like do some work on the house and whatever. I figured that they had like sent materials to the house in advance of the work that they were about to do. So I set this box off to the side, and a week goes by, and these guys had already started doing what they were going to do. And I was like, did you guys send this here? Because like I didn't order anything. Like I didn't, like no one even knows that this is my address. So I know no one sent anything here. And they're like, it's not ours. Like we didn't send it here. So I was like, all right, cool. So I open it up. It is a gigantic picture of Dallas with my mother and my sister. Which now it's still to this day, it still hangs in the living room downstairs. It was the first of all the things that are hung up in this house. That was the first thing that was hung up in this house, is a picture of Dallas Braden with my mom and my sister. And I think he's implying that he's going to like see my mom and my sister at this game that we're all going to, right? We're all going
buddy,
Wednesday.
I'm gonna see him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. September 17th, we're all going to be there for A's Sox. So yeah, I invited them anyway. So it's, they were going to be there.
Yeah, I'm gonna lock eyes. We'll lock eyes again for sure.
Yeah. We were actually, I had the unfortunate task of being in Oakland for my 30th birthday.
Oh.
And Red Sox were playing the A's. This was 2019. And it was the first birthday that I wasn't going to see my mom. So we were there the night before, and it turned midnight back in Boston while the A's were playing the Red Sox. And then she showed up and she walks in, big surprise, whatever. It's awesome. The next day, there's a video on the video board, and it's like from Dallas Brain being like, hey, I heard Ellen Carabas was at the Coliseum tonight. Just want to say what's up. So I'm like, on my fucking birthday, dude. Like, you're just
that ain't right, man.
No, it's really not. It's really not.
My friend, Haas, it's my friend. I know the implication might come off differently, but that is first and foremost, that's my friend. My friends in town. These people I've had lunch with, people I break bread with. Haas.
Yeah.
Did see the photo. It's a great photo.
It's a great photo. Yeah,
good
it's
team
a nice photo. Yeah,
good team photo.
Yeah, I'm not in it, but it's a good one. Yeah,
you were in our hearts.
Thanks.
Hey, speaking of though, when you're out there and you come in, say it's like you're just getting done from batting practice on the West Coast, and you see the Red Sox game in the 8th inning, and it's still sunny out. Like you feel like you're on like a different planet out there.
Yeah. I could never do West Coast living. There was a point in time where I dabbled. I think it was 17 going into 18. I almost moved to LA to like just go full board with like making content with Dallas. Thank God I didn't, because 2018 happened. I would have missed the entire like best season in Red Sox history. But that was part of it. I was like, all right, so like you basically wake up and the world has already started. Like the world, or at least the United States, is on East Coast time. So I don't know how people on the West Coast do it. I feel like you wake up and you're like, wait, what the fuck happened? Like I get anxiety if I don't wake up by like 8 a.m. to like, I just feel like news. I have Giancarlo Stanton PTSD. So the trade rumors of Stanton going to the Yankees, they started at like 11 p.m. The reports were coming in until 3 a.m. I stayed up until like 4:30 in the morning waiting for the news to break. And then it broke at like 7 a.m. and I woke up at 8. And Dave was like, how the fuck do you miss this? You're our baseball guy and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, bro, like I fucking slept 3 hours trying to catch this thing, like be awake for it. So yeah, like I can never truly, I don't even work there anymore. And I still have like, you can't miss the big story PTSD because of the Stanton thing.
Stay grinding, dog.
You were grinding this deadline. You had some inside stuff I saw on X.
We had fucking everything, dude. We had everything. And then we got this fucking cock-sucking radio host in Boston that's like, this guy doesn't have anything. We had everything. All the fucking news ran through this room that you're sitting in right now. By the way, Dallas is super plugged in. I want to ask you guys this because obviously, like, you still know people with the Padres and the Royals. Dallas is like one of the most plugged in guys with the A's. Because when I get stuff, I can't wait to fucking throw it out there. How difficult is it for you to receive information and then be like, fuck, I got to sit on this. Like, I can't put this out there.
No, I made peace with it a long time ago. And that's where you learn. And you'd be, I'm not going to say you would be amazed, but like when people know that you have bodies, quote unquote, and that you know where the bodies are, there's a certain safety aura that I think comes along with you. Like, we can have this conversation. I know this is going absolutely nowhere. I'm not saying a word about this. I'll be able to look you right in the eye and have not a near nanny a terrible feeling about knowing what I know could be coming. Like, that's just
if people specifically say this can't go anywhere, it doesn't go anywhere. But I feel like people will definitely tell me stuff because they want it to go somewhere, but they can't say it themselves.
Yeah, and there's feel for that conversation as well. There's that understanding as well, like, because that is, I mean, you know, short of sort of white knighting for guys, that is what you are doing. Is you are look, if you're telling me that I might be able to put something out in the ether that could very well change the complexion of the conversation, that very well could start to benefit this side of things, which I don't know, just maybe player friendly. Sorry about that. Then yeah, I mean, I guess it's my duty. Like, let me help out. Let me see what I can do here. Yeah, absolutely. But again, you got to have number one, you got to have the trust. And number two, I think you have to have a track record for having not said anything. And you only gain that with the people that you end up going through those moments with and having those conversations with over the years. But ultimately, you know, like I said, like, I'm not here to break the news. I understand for fans all across the game of all fan bases, Hearts need mending after a time like the
I'm
Jets.
not here to break the news either.
I don't know why this made me think of this, but it's like one of the most embarrassing stories. Like the most like I want to jump out of a fucking window stories. So I was at the combine in Arizona, and I'm in like this. I didn't want to like impose, didn't want to intrude or whatever. And my sister had bought me sneakers for Christmas. And I was wearing the sneakers that she got me. And I wanted to show her that I was wearing the sneakers that she got me. So I go back to the hotel and it's like Mikey Lowell, Alex Avila, Greg Amzinger, Al Leiter, like all these dudes, like Boys Club of MLB Network. And I walked by, said hi, but like wasn't going to sit down, wasn't going to pull up my own seat. They tell me to sit down. Like we'll talking baseball, talking shop, whatever. So they're talking shop, whatever. And I'm sitting here and I'm going to take this picture of my sneakers and the fucking flash goes off.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, they 1000% think that I'm trying to like take a picture of like, look who I'm with.
Them.
Yes. And I'm just like, I'm gonna go jump in the fucking pool. I'll be back. It's like, you know, it's midnight. Like everyone's just like having a cigar, having a drink. And I'm just like, hey, Jenna, check out the fucking sneakers I'm wearing. I'm wearing the sneakers you got on. Fucking flash goes off. And I'm like, God damn it, dude. Like I'm not that guy that's gonna be like, you're never gonna believe who I'm like.
Because then what's the other option? Like the other option is no, I'm not a fanboy. I'm just an asshole taking a picture of my shoes right now.
Well, I mean that part of it, like it's an easy explanation, but you can't even begin to attempt to explain because you're gonna just sound more guilty. So I was like, all right, yeah, my flash went off, whatever. Fuck it. Fuck it, dude, whatever.
I would have felt compelled to go person to person and be like, see, here's the photo I took. It wasn't you. You know, it wasn't
I guess
you.
I could have done that. I wonder if I have the picture of my, I bet you I have my fucking picture of the sneakers in there.
Well, Mr. Amsinger, here's the photo I took. You thought I took of you 4 years ago. You know, it's not. It's my shoe.
So Haas,
here it is.
Pulled it up quick.
Yeah, that's proof.
One's clean too.
Very nice shoes.
Yeah,
clean.
There's proof.
So, I see it from here. So with this series coming up, have you established something that these treasonous bastards like to do is throw out ridiculous jersey bets that I somehow have gotten lumped into. But do you and Jared have a jersey bet for this series in place?
So,
which means like, you know, like something pops off, whatever Royals take 2 or 3, they take the series, you get a jersey, whatever. Like, I mean, has there been a line established?
So we're a big Dallas. First of all, Dallas has a problem. We don't have to. I don't like to talk about it, but he's got a big problem. We do jersey bets on this show. I've won a lot of them. Jayhay's won a lot of them. Dallas hasn't really won any of them, but he talks about them. He tries to facilitate them all the time. So like right now, it's such a problem that he's trying to facilitate one between you and I, just because he loves like the juice of a jersey bet.
Yeah, real addict shit. Man.
Yeah, like he like his addiction is so bad that he's trying to facilitate one between you and I because the rush of me losing is almost as good as him winning.
Yeah,
so that's what you're seeing. That's what you're seeing right now.
Yeah, he's on his voyeur tip right now.
So I want to say in terms of jersey bets. In terms of jersey bets, Dallas is like 0 for his last 7, I want to say.
He's down so bad to me, I'm taking food off of his family's table.
Yeah. So he's
like, I want to follow up and be like, where the hell is my jersey, man? But it's like, you know, oh gosh, it's so awkward.
You want to know how sad it got? A couple of years ago, he made up a jersey bet that never took place and said that he won, and I felt so bad for him that I sent him the jersey anyway.
What I mean, are we just riding with the hometown team? Is that what we're getting burned, or what's happening here?
It's a lot of different stuff.
Oh, it's all over the place.
Yeah.
It's like it's every direction you can think of. He saw Cal Raleigh last week when A's were playing the Mariners, and Cal Raleigh said, "Hey man, I heard you're down bad with jersey bets."
It's starting to make its rounds.
That is a true fucking story. Like I was wearing him out about robbing my boy Rooker at the Derby, and he, after I let it fly, he was like, "Yeah, hey man, oh by the way, I heard I heard it cost you a couple more jerseys, huh? And then he just walked off. I was like, you son of a bitch.
He mic dropped on you, dude.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
He did.
It's real bad. Like there's been a couple times, like obviously, like, you know, the making up the jersey bet that never happened. Right now, trying to facilitate a jersey bet just to see one is another low point for him. And he also lost a jersey bet to me last year. Still haven't received the jersey. So that's kind of where we're at. I mean, he's got like 3 kids. So I mean, I get it. Like I haven't been like, Dallas, you have to send me the jersey. I've been real patient with it. But now to see where he's gotten, where he's like, I need a jersey bet, but I understand I can't afford to be involved. So that's what. I just
don't have a dog in the fight. That's all. I just don't have a dog in the fight. That's it.
You're the guy on a diet just going to sniff the stuff at the bakery.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. He's chewing the cheeseburger and spitting it out right now, which is about as sad as it gets. But yeah, I don't know. Like I feel like you're probably not even a jersey guy. I feel like if you won, you wouldn't be like, yay, a jersey. You know,
dude, I tell you what, these new green Fenway jerseys.
Oh, okay, all right. I mean, they're very hard to come by,
especially
but
that old 3.5 Hosmer one. What
yeah. I bet we could probably track down an old 3.5 City Connect green. Why not?
Hey, I should have had pull up the tape right here. I should have had 2 homers my Red Sox debut, dog. I could have been.
We
still
talked
playing
about
for the
that
team right now. I've been a legend.
In Kansas City, right?
Yeah,
we talked about that,
bro.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh,
I'm talking about dead
part.
center. Maybe even 3, dude. I would have been living right here with Jared. Yeah, I've been killing it, dude.
Yeah, please buy the house next door, please.
Come on.
Yes. Yeah. So all right. So do we want to do just tonight's game, or do we want to do the series? How are you feeling about your chances tonight versus for the whole serease? Probably about the same.
Yeah, dude. Again, it scares me if we don't win tonight because obviously the big dog's going tomorrow.
Yeah.
But I'll go law of averages. You guys have won 5, 4 in a row, whatever. So I think
4 in a row.
I'm
You're
a
a big
hot
average
take
guy?
for the series. I think big average guy. I think Salvi's taking Crochet. Why the fuck do I keep
Bayo's
his name
tonight.
wrong? Tomorrow he's gonna take Crochet deep.
Okay.
Crochet. God damn it. Crochet.
So do you like your odds better for the series or for tonight?
Okay, so I'm gonna go series.
Series?
Yeah, series.
Jersey bet for the series.
Ooh.
Are we establishing whose jersey you guys are getting?
Yes. So he wants
The 35 Eric
a
Hosmer?
City Connect Hosmer. I want a home gold trim Hosmer Royals.
Mm.
Yeah, maybe the baby
Ooh.
blue instead of the white. Maybe the baby blue gold trim World Series Hosmer.
Done.
The powder,
Yeah.
the powder
powder
blue
blue.
trimmed up Haas.
Yep.
Powder blues are clean. Dude.
Gold trim with the
cleanest.
World Series champ patch.
Done.
On the sleeve. Done. All right, jersey
Boy.
bet. Is that
Cool.
how's that feel for you, Dal?
Fuck hits like fucking whack.
Dallas is so flushed right now.
I
Yeah.
felt that.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah. He just evolved. He's
That was great.
Yeah, he needs to sit with that for a second.
Oh.
All right, before we start to get ready to head on over to Fenway, does anyone have any stories that they wanted to hit on? Anything burning? Any takes that they're sitting on this Monday?
Can we talk real quickly just about any immediate thoughts on last night's / the night before's ball game at Bristol Motor Speedway?
Yeah. So here's my take.
Isn't that where it was?
It's quite simple take. Why do we need to build baseball fields on racetracks when we have plenty of baseball fields throughout the country? Like, can't we do something somewhere already?
For the same reason that you have a country music artist or a NASCAR driver on a baseball podcast.
But it was a
Cross-pollination.
disaster, though.
No, let's be honest. It was a disaster because it rained the first night. If it doesn't get rained out, then maybe some of the other hiccups that you run into, you don't hear so much about, because the reason that you get exposed on the food front is because you have everybody in the ballpark actually looking for food and looking for all the things that they were coming up short with because they got rained out. So they're stuck under the they're stuck under the stands going, wow, what do we do? We'll grab a hot dog. We'll grab nachos, whatever. It's like, whoa, I don't have any bun on my hot dog. Yeah, I don't have any cheese on my nacho. This place is terrible. It's getting rained out. What are we doing? Well, you're trying to make money. That's obviously what we're doing there. So it's a brutal occurrence night one. But I don't know, like as far as a marketing thing, like if it goes off without a hitch, I think there's an opportunity for it to be a success. If it doesn't, like it didn't, then I think we're having the conversation we're having now, because I think everybody looks at the Field of Dreams game and how those have played out and like, wow, why not? Like, like that's a pretty solid deal. Why don't we just keep running that play? So I can appreciate the interest in trying to do something new. It just sucks that it literally got washed out.
We gotta go. You gotta go buns with hot dogs first of all, and
you gotta go buns.
Gotta go buns with hot dogs. That can't happen. And my thing is, like, if you look at it from a real baseball point, if you're Cincinnati and a Cincinnati fan, like you're heated. They're 3 games back in the wild card, whatever it is, and life is tough for them now. So that's hard. That's where I think baseball can use the All-Star game and the All-Star. Make it a week. Like, figure out a way to make it a week. Do something cool. If it's in Vegas, if you're going to a racetrack, one of these big time golf courses, you want to put a baseball stadium next to it. Like, that's where I feel like the All-Star game, that's where we need to capitalize.
Yeah. I mean, we talked about that coming out of the All-Star game. Like, how do you have the draft on the Sunday, like when the season's still going on? How do you have the futures game on the Saturday when there's still games going on? Like, yeah, it doesn't make sense to me. But go ahead, Jay.
No, I was just going to say, I think they've also just been chasing the high of the Field of Dreams game, just to hammer that. Because I think they came in so hot with that, and that was such a overwhelming success.
So then keep doing that.
Well, and there's an argument for that, but I think that's what they've been trying to chase, and each follow-up to that has been, I think, a little bit less successful. And I just don't think you can possibly recapture the magic of that Field of Dreams experience at these kind of, maybe cool, but lesser venues.
Well, everything's going to have its first initial moment, but after that, it's okay that you are just playing in the second Field of Dreams game. Oh, right. We get to, because after the second one, then it just becomes, we get to play in the Field of Dreams game. It's
right.
Like,
and 15, 20 years down the line, it's like a thing, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yes. Yeah. Fuck yeah.
Yeah. I just, that's where I know you're never going to top the first time maybe, but I'm with you. I think, establishing that as a legitimate tradition and going there every single year. I know it was a logistical challenge with where the field is and the level of buildup that was required, but But that's the thing. That would be the play.
You have it, if it's something that's consistently in place, now you don't have to worry about the logistical nightmares that you already ran through and cleared the hurdles of your first time, maybe your second time. Year 3, year 4, we're fucking smooth sailing, baby. This shit's like vacation type shit.
Also, I never have a final thought on this show, but I have one today now that we get the Little League World Series cooking in front of us here. I think that elbow guards, ankle guards, foot guard, all of it should be banned in Little League, because the only thing that kept me from playing Major League Baseball was my fear of getting hit by the ball. So if I got to play without fear of getting hit by the ball, it's just a completely different story. Like, I'm probably not doing that. I'm probably still playing in the big leagues right now. Like, I'm probably there right now. Yeah. So
your Legion team would be missing.
I think any type of protection guards should be banned in Little League. They got to do it the hard way, like I had to do.
Let me. I mean, aside from the fear of the baseball and just a mild lack of athletic talent, I'm sure there's and just overall skill set, there was nothing much else holding you back. I want to ask you about whether or not you saw. Haas, did you see this? Did you see the little kerfuffle in the, who was it? Oklahoma, I think, Texas Little League Regional?
So I was asking, there was a controversy. I saw that on the way here. I didn't see the details though. What happened?
Oh, bro. So kid on second base is, the runner on second is looking into the hitter and he's giving him this guy.
Oh, where'd they watch that?
Yeah. Hey, how about this? So shit hits the fan. People are pissed. They make a ruling on it, whatever, right? Bases loaded. Very next pitch. Can you take a guess what happens?
Beanball.
Grand slam.
Oh, no. Where's the integrity of the game?
So bad. Jay, if you could pull it up. I mean, it's on. It was just.
What is this?
So the Jay's going to find it right now. You'll be able to look at it. Just look it up. It's the kids are basically stealing signs, right? They're tipping pitches to the hitter. but it's as blatant as, and this is where the conversation, even in the big leagues, comes into like, if you're doing it and you're doing it in a way where we can't see it and we don't pick up on it, outstanding. But if you're going to be standing out on second base going, fastball, you're going to fucking wear one. That's just how it's going to be. So be a little slicker about it. Here, Jayhay, do you got it?
Yeah. I haven't watched it yet, so I don't know how long it's going to take the show.
Oh, okay.
Important.
Yeah, but that was the first thing that popped into my head was, damn, man. Like,
Not
here
even
we
taking
are.
the lead.
Do they zoom in on the kid or no?
No, but they'll show a tight shot of it.
Yeah, they
Huh.
And they're not happy about it.
They call the whole team out of the dugout?
Yeah, that was, yeah, like,
this
like
is next
infielders.
pitch.
Oh, smell
no.
Swing too. Oh.
The fans love it.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, man. Okay, I got a hot take to end this for you guys.
All right.
And I hate to be the guy to even bring this up, but if, which Lord help us, there's no lockout. If there's a lockout in MLB, will an MLB player play for the Savannah Bananas at some point in time if that lockout continues to go throughout next season at some point?
I'm sure
Yes.
that'll happen. Yeah.
That's it. That's
like
it.
contractually, are they allowed to? I know like Bryce Harper was talking about going and playing in Japan the last lockout.
Oh, you mean like, so I thought we were talking, if there's a player who just happens to become a free agent in the 2027 season and does not have a contract negotiated by the time, well, I mean, it doesn't matter by the time anything, because if they're a free agent, as soon as that moment hits,
You got to stay ready.
game
dude.
on.
You got to
It's
stay
game
ready.
on.
And I think guys like Bryce, when you exceed a certain amount on the contracts, the team has insurance on it. So I'm sure like guys like Bryce couldn't do it. But I mean, maybe that's some leverage for the players right there. Like that should prevent the lockout from happening. The fact that they can go and stay loose. And I mean, the Bananas, dude, these guys they're getting 80, 90,000 people at a game. So if you're, like you said, a free agent, if you need to get innings, to get pitches thrown, I mean, it's not something we might not see.
Yeah. Once that broadcast money comes in for the Bananas, I mean, obviously they've got the gate, but once they get that broadcasting deal, I mean, they're going to be able to throw around some serious coin to be like, hey, I heard you're like, if you're basically like a 4A guy and you can do a backflip, guess what? You're going to play for the Bananas, bud. Like they're going to have that money to compete.
Why have they not gotten that broadcast deal, if I can ask you, in the business side? Or is that just something that...
I think it's coming. I mean, I'm sure it's coming at some point. I'm surprised it hasn't happened already. I mean, aren't they on? They occasionally are on, but like not every game.
Right. And it's just a matter of being able to isolate the platform. And once you have your logistical...
I could see Netflix
I's
getting
dotted
the broadcasting
and T's crossed.
rights.
I mean, well, that's...
Imagine
that's,
Netflix, 300 million homes are just like, hey, we got the Bananas.
Yeah, I mean, that would be that, but that's part of what I meant in terms of finding the platform, whether it's your own.
You played for him, right?
Yeah, it's cool shit, dude.
See, like that's
here's my take on it, Dallas. My son, he's 3 years old. He's going to be 3 in September. He probably won't remember it, but he was into it for 2.5 hours, dude. And we
Loved
went.
it.
Yeah, we went the month before to a Royals game. It was fun. Don't get me wrong. He got to do everything, but we left that banana game, dude, and he wanted baseball on the TV. He wanted to be outside hitting on the tee. Like,
oh, I love it.
So I'm in, man. I'm in.
yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Isn't that such a cool feel, dude? I just had my daughters are. This is the year. I got 3 of them, and the oldest 2 are. This is the year that they've really started to like just everyday baseball. They've spent out here with me in the yard the last 3 weeks on the road, and like they asked my oldest daughter, her favorite player is JJ Bleday, and JJ Bleday just came up, just went 4 for 4, hit a fucking bomb. She is fucking juiced, but they love Lawrence Butler too, and they just asked for their Lawrence Butler jerseys because Law Dog just had a bobblehead day, so they asked, Dad, will Lawrence Butler sign our bobbleheads? Well, can we get a Lawrence Butler jersey? We want Law Dog and we want Nick Kurtz. We want, and it's just, it's hilarious. And like, also like tear shedding for me to hear them like becoming fans of baseball. And then of course they want to play catch in the house and they want to, so I'm kind of feeling the same thing you're feeling, like how fucking cool it is to watch baseball inspire kids.
That's where all the jerseys are going, boys. At least the girls are getting the jerseys, right?
Yeah.
Dallas losing all these jersey bets.
Yeah. I love it. I've got an uphill battle. I mean, they're 17 and 12, but I'm like, you're later in life. I'm trying to introduce you to baseball, but like the youngest one, when we went to the game the other night, so I'm trying to explain like the Astros cheating scandal because it's like why, when Hector Neris balks to move the runner over to third because the guy on second's looking in. I'm like, this is why this is ironic. Let me give you the background on why there's irony here. So explaining that to her, but she was into it. She was like asking questions and wanted to go to the team store after to get a jersey. I was like, I don't give a fuck how much they cost. Like, if you want a jersey, let's go.
Let's go.
So yeah, it's really cool when they start to get into it.
Hell yeah. Love it.
All right. Jayhay, do you have any nugs?
Buddy, you think I'd show up for Hosmer's first pod without some nugs?
Yeah, please.
God
please.
damn.
Take us out with some nugs, Jayhay.
All right. Everybody at this point saw that Julio Rodriguez became the first player in Major League Baseball history to record 4 straight 2020 seasons to begin a career. Taking it a step further, Randy Arozarena already hit 2020 this year. Bro. They are the 18th instance in MLB history of multiple outfielders on the same team recording 2020 seasons in the same year, and the 7th in AL history. I'm not going to read you all of the examples, but to take it one step further than that, Arozarena, Raul Mondesi, and Chris Young are the only outfielders in MLB history to be part of 2 2020 pairings as outfielders. So Arozarena was actually part of the most recent one prior to this year as well. And Mondesi was with Jose Cruz in 2001 and Shannon Stewart in 2000. So little trivia there. Chris Young did it in 2007 with Eric Burns and in 2011 with Justin Upton. Kyle Stowers would hate to be on the wrong side of history there as far as whether he should have been in the All-Star game or not. I don't know if you had a take on that or not.
I saw your post about his last 16 games.
Oh boy. Fourth NL player in the last decade to have a 33 game stretch. I mean, he keeps going within a single season featuring 15 or more homers, 37 or more RBI. See, giving some RBI some love, and 1,300 or higher OPS, along with Giancarlo Stanton in 2017, JD Martinez in 2017, and Christian Yelich in 2018. You might notice the theme there, 3 of the 4 being either current or former Marlins outfielders. If only they paid to keep these guys together. You know what I mean?
That's why he was an all-star, Jayhay, you hating son of a...
Me? Oh, man, all I do is good Kyle Stowers stats on this pod.
That's all he's giving you.
It's true. Antonio Senzatella is the 3rd pitcher in Rockies franchise history to have a start allowing 8 or more runs without getting out of the first inning, joining Kip Wells in July of 2008 and German Marquez in May of 2021. Another negative one. Mitchell Parker is the 6th pitcher in Nationals Expos franchise history with 12 or more hits allowed and 8 or more runs allowed in a start of 4 or fewer innings pitched. And this is a classic list because it's everybody you would think it would be. It is some guy named Shane Bennett, who I'm just going to hand up. Don't remember who that was.
Shout out Shane Bennett, man.
Yeah. He pitched for the Expos in 99. I don't remember that.
Who could forget
Benny?
it?
You don't remember Benny?
Carl Pavano.
You don't remember Benny, dude?
Oh, S. Benny?
SB.
Carl Pavano in 2001, Tanner Roark in 15, Trevor Williams in 23, and Patrick Corbin in 2024. Giancarlo Stanton, he's up to 438 homers on his career. That tied Andre Dawson for 46th all time. Next up on the list, Paul Konerko.
Let's go. Uncle Paulie from the South Side.
439. And then rapid fire here. Lucas Giolito, shout out.
Shout him out.
Giolites.
He now has a 2.03 ERA over his last 10 starts. He had a 6.43 through his first 7. Ohtani stole his 15th base on Sunday, giving him his 4th 30-homer, 15 stolen base season. That's tied for the 6th most by anyone in the wild card era. Ellie De La Cruz is the 2nd player in MLB history to have 3 seasons of 10 or more homers and 30 or more stolen bases through his age 30 season, joining Cesar Cedeno, who did it from 72 to 74. And lastly, DB, this one's for you. We did not pod since July wrapped up. August 1st was...
Curtsy!
Yeah,
Curtsy!
4th highest slugging percentage in July in Major League Baseball history this past month at .953. The only Julys that have ever been better by slugging percentage were Joe DiMaggio in 1937, Jason Giambi in 2005, and Babe Ruth in 1920.
Killed his wife, allegedly.
Babe Ruth?
Yes.
No, don't feed into that.
Do you want to know more about this?
I do.
Okay, so
No.
do you want to talk about it at the game? Or we can talk about it now.
Yeah, you should probably talk about it at the game
All right,
because
I'll
you're
talk
not
about
going
it
to
at the
steal my boy Nick Kurtz's shine right now. You
Yeah,
can
shout out
talk
to Nick
about your.
Kurtz. By the way, did you see the clip? There was a fan that went up to Tristan Casas and said, like, if you could take any skill from any other player in the league, who would you take? And Casas said, I just want to be Nick Kurtz.
Yeah. Good. I like to hear that. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Player of the month, rookie of the month. Like the kid is fucking. It's stupid, Haas. It is stupid.
He missed number 5 by a couple feet, right?
by a foot and a half.
Oh God, he's locked in. Dude.
Yeah.
No,
Good for him.
dude.
How big is he? Is he 6'5"? Is he big, dude?
He's either he might be 6'6".
Jeez.
Yeah, 250.
Yeah. That's like if
40.
Pat Light could hit. And Pat Light could do anything, but if he could hit, he'd be Nick Kurtz.
And he ain't gonna be he's not gonna be man strong in it's gonna be another 5 years before he really is like strong. Like, and the way he flips baseballs the other way it's silly to watch. It's absolutely
pretty.
All right. We're gonna pack all this shit up and head off to the yard. Sox Royals tonight. Jersey bet on the line, Dallas.
That's right.
Jersey bet on the line, you freak.
Set the tone.
You sick freak.
Woo! Show me a nipple.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah, very excited for that. All right, we'll be back on
Gotta
Wednesday.
hear those Jersey bets.
By the way, shout out Shane Bennett. Dude's probably sitting on his fucking couch right now being like,
Benny, I got you, dog.
Oh, they got Hosmer on the pod. That's sick. I can't wait to watch this. And then it's just like, oh, fuck me?
Oh, it's Shane Bennett, the listener? Those are the same people?
He's both.
That's my bad.
Yeah.
All right, hand up, Shane. My
Shout
bad,
out
buddy.
to Shane Bennett, man. Yeah, this dude's just like, why fuck me? Anyways, well, Jake, book Shane Bennett. All right, we're going to get him on the podcast on Wednesday. So stay tuned for that. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening. We'll see you then.
Wow.